Good morning. I know, this is a little bit different view than y'all are used to getting, but this is still the same Dr. Michelle Bengtson coming to you today with another hope-filled perspective. I'm coming to you this very chilly morning with an important message that somebody needs to hear. This morning when I woke up, I was in a lot of pain, a lot, and I frequently don't share about that because I don't want to give the enemy glory. But I was in a lot of pain, and I found myself thinking, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. And I usually go walking first thing in the morning. If you've read my book, Hope Prevails, Insights from a Doctor's Personal Journey Through Depression, you have read my story where I share that my father died when I was young from a massive heart attack at age 42. He had his first heart attack when he was 40 and his second and fatal heart attack when he was 42. And honestly, that's one of the primary reasons that I exercise. It's for my children, because I know that heart disease runs in the family, and so I do everything that I can to help minimize that generational risk. But I also do it because it's good for my mental health, my emotional health, and I do it because I love the quiet time with the Lord. But this morning I was in such bad physical pain that I just found myself thinking, I don't know if I can do it. And where I walk, there are huge hills, huge. And I have a couple friends who would attest to that because we've walked together, and and they would tell you those are some big hills. And this morning, as I was walking up one of those hills, oh, you can't see it now. I was going to turn the camera so you could see it. As I was walking up one of those hills, I thought, I don't know. It's just too big. And the Lord whispered, Michelle, whose voice are you listening to? And that was all it took. I realized, you're right, Lord. That's the enemy. That's the enemy. Not wanting me to do what I know I need to do. Because you see, when I'm out on my walk, that's when I talk to God. That's when I kind of get a chance to thank Him and praise Him for all that He has been doing, all that He is doing. That's where I kind of get the perspective for what does He want for my day. That's often when He gives me the downloads for what I share in these Facebook Live videos. And He said, whose voice are you listening to? And I thought, that's right, because Scripture says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And He said, all I want you to do is take the next step. Take the next step. And then when we take the next one, He gives us strength for the next one. And when we take that one, then He gives us strength for the next one. But so often, we find ourselves looking at the mountain before us. And that gets overwhelming, and we think, I can't do it, because the mountain is overwhelming. But the next step is not. The next step is not overwhelming. It's the mountain. And the enemy wants us to focus on the mountain instead of the mountain creator. And our creator is there at the top of the mountain, but He's also there walking with us on each step, going up the mountain. And I've been walking up this really big hill, just putting one foot in front of the other, taking the next step. And I live in Texas, and there's not much fall to be had in Texas. Not like some of those places where you all live. Where do you live? Y'all tell me in the comments, where do you live? And anyway, I want you to see my reward for putting one step in front of another. Isn't that beautiful? Look at, if I had not gone up the hill, I'm going to show you. Look at, you can kind of see down the hill. But look at, that's my reward for putting one step in front of the other. Isn't it gorgeous? Good morning, Diana, and Twyla, and Diana. Look, that's the hill that I came down, one of them. But that's the reward. And so that's my hope-filled perspective to you today. Not to look at the hill or the mountain before you. And it might not be a physical hill. You know, it could be tasks that you have to do at work today. I've got plenty of those before me today. A friend was asking, so what's on your agenda today? Oh, well, work and writing and housework. You know, it's not all about being a doctor and a writer. I do the same things that you all do too. Being a mom taxi and those things. So maybe your mountain is work. Maybe your mountain is being a caregiver for a loved one. Maybe your mountain is finances. Don't look at the mountain. Just do the next step in faith. Take hold of his hand in faith, and he will go up that mountain with you. That's your hope-filled perspective. Just take the next step. Just the next step. But as you do, take hold of his hand, because you're not on this journey alone. I promise. And if you ever want to go for a walk, you know where to find me. Somewhere on this hill. Have a very blessed day.